Welcome all to SRW TV on this fine night tonight. We're back on the dirt at Port Royal Speedway. Tonight you've got myself and Chef Toddy, myself in comms, and Toddy is the man behind the camera, but he's also going to be talking. How you doing tonight, Toddy?
I'm awesome, mate. I'm awesome. Every week I'm loving these dirt ovals more and more. I'm learning heaps more from not only yourself, but just seeing every the way these guys drive them, and everyone out there on viewing land might just think they're turning left, but there's a lot more to it, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I did a few laps earlier just to sort of familiarise myself with this track, and it's pretty much flat out the whole time. You don't lift, especially if you're running that high line here. So it's going to be interesting. As you can see there, 3 wide is doable at this track. So I think we're in for a ripper night with a few more cars on the grid than last week. So I reckon we're in for a really good night with a lot of action.
Get some track info up. I know it's only just it's an oval, so you don't really need to see the track shape or anything. But look at that, track temperature 31 degrees, so it's pretty warm.
Yeah, a little bit colder than last week, but still 31. Yeah. We'll keep it nice and slick, especially come towards that A main feature tonight. It's looking like we've got about 20 people on so far, so I'd expect that to probably be 3 heats and an A main. So we should have a bit more racing on the broadcast tonight as well. So I think we're in for a good night. These guys are ripping this track up in the practice, so it's only going to make it slicker for them come later in the night. So to see, I believe it's Sean Stevens ripping that high line, trying to see how close he can get to the fence tonight.
Oh yeah, and that's what we've seen him in the last quite a few rounds also. Just absolutely just trying to. Oh! Tyler Sheaf maybe taking out some past grudges on Sean Stevens there. So who are the guys we need to actually look out for tonight? So we got Sean Stevens. I know that Sean Stevens and Tyler Sheaf has had some massive battles throughout this tournament. So round 5 tonight. So very, very cool for tonight. Getting halfway through the season now, mate.
Yeah, it's officially over halfway when we make halfway of this race. So it's I think a couple other people tonight. Craig Platter's always been there or thereabouts in sort of that top 5 position. He's been quite good in avoiding people's wrecks. Braden Miller, I believe, was last week's winner, so he's definitely going to be one to watch out. And the good thing about dirt ovals is you actually never know what's going to win, because if you see what Braden just did there and tapped the wall, that can end your night quite easily, just like that. So that's the beauty of dirt. Is got another one on its side there down the straight. Anyone can win, and it can be at any time as well.
And that's the beauty of it. We'll see some really good, awesome on the restarts. People like Braden Miller and Sean Stevens on the restarts are stupid quick. So these guys will have a really good battle, and it seems like we've got all our top battlers back in this week as well. We've had a couple of drop rounds this last week, so in last couple of weeks, so we've got actually 19 on the grid tonight. That's exciting, man. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to have those numbers back up, and got Brent Hobbs back tonight as well. He's always the one that's near the front. So looking at the opening sort of lap time so far, you've got the whole field within 6/10 of each other. So normally, I believe over the last couple of weeks, we've seen that at about the second mark. So to have 18 cars within 6/10 of each other, as I think that's Brent Hobbs just going a little bit too hard into the fence there, going for the scenic route, as one might call it.
That's a nice way to say it.
yeah. So I think that tonight's going to be good action. It is a multi-groove track. You can go low, as you just saw Steve there, Sean there, sorry, just hitting sort of for the road races would be an apex, and then on this turn 3 and 4 here going up high and taking
really high,
the banking. Yeah, there's a couple of different lines. Where he's going, there's a little bit of a extra banking, so it's angled a bit more, which if you can get that right hand rear on, it can sort of launch you off the corner and give you more speed down the straight. So it's really good for setting up your qualifying lap as well. When you're doing your warm-up lap, you go super high and cut back down and accelerate through. But also to sort of cut back on someone. If you've got a car going low, which eventually that will have no grip on the surface, you can sort of crisscross them and come back under them for the following corner. So I think we're going to see a lot of cars up there tonight, and it's going to take, I think, a few mistakes come later in the night in order for people to pass. But You know,
Oh.
I love to be proven wrong. As you can see, that sort of he got too much of the curve.
Oh, who's that? Oh, what's going on there? Who is that?
It's
That was
become a
Luke
wingless
Johnson.
360, which has made it even harder to drive. They're not fun. Yeah, and you can get caught up quite easily, as we've seen. I think it's Nathan Allen. I think every week has been caught up in multiple incidences that are not his fault. So I don't know what black cat walked in front of him or what ladder he walked under, but he's not had any luck so far at these dirt ovals.
I like that. That's good.
So hopefully, yeah, he's sitting up there in P5 at the moment. So hopefully he can have a bit of luck tonight, and he can get a solid result and keep his championship alive as well.
Most definitely. We've got oh, sorry. Oh, what? Someone taking Matt Bailey taking a quite unorthodox method into the pits there. It seems.
Yeah, it's didn't realise that the pit lane was quite that sharp off the main straight, so that could also cause some potential issues later in the race if you get, those that get in accidents like I believe that's Brent Hobbs again going for a nice little barrel roll. If you get incidents like that, you need a pit. That could also cause cars to check up behind you and further incidents. So that could be another thing just to sort of keep an eye out, mainly for the A feature when there's obviously more cars on the track. I expect these heats to probably have about 8 people in it, maybe 6, in certain ones.
Yeah, I think yeah, they normally are. It looks like if we're going over if we go over 20, we normally have heats of 8, don't we? If we are below that 20 mark, it's about 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's tonight we've got 19 so far at a lap time. I believe 21 in the session. So you probably have 1 set of 8 and 2 heats of 6 if my math is even remotely correct on that one. I think it's slightly off, but that's right. I don't claim to be a mathematician.
Exactly right. The numbers almost match up, even if they don't. That sounds. It sounds right to me. So, prove us wrong out there in chat land, if you like. Much love. Thank you so much for everybody out there supporting us. Make sure if you haven't yet, please hit the notification bell and hit that subscribe button if you can. Please send us some love. Big shout out to DSL Welding Services for all their support. And then the naming sponsor for our series for the Sprintcars. Big shout out to Safety Car Permanent Department and our stream sponsor, Pagnian Imports, or Pagnian Advanced Simulation. Or Advanced Simulation, if you want to be fancy about it.
It depends what part of the world you're from,
I suppose, isn't it? Yeah.
But obviously, thank you to those guys that continue to support SRW. We obviously couldn't do what we do without your support, so thank you, and hopefully we give you guys a good show tonight. Looks like we've still got a good field here. Still only 16th, covering 19 cars now, all the way from Braden Miller up the top to Nathan Howard down in P19. So I think we're in for a cracker night. These heats are always good action because obviously, good thing about it being a simulation, you don't pay the repair bills.
Yeah, 100%. And I think I was just hovering on the camera there because Travis Parrott, we know he's got some serious pace, but he hasn't had much luck in the first 4 rounds. So he's one to definitely watch. He's just gone back into the pits, but he's currently done a 15.87, and he's done very, very well to get there. So he's one to watch, I think. So Travis Parrott, I don't know. He's definitely been called up.
Always there. Yeah, his name's always there or thereabouts. But as you say, he's always. I think he's just another one of those where he, as Nick Ryan, decides to go up the wall and pretend it's Days of Thunder sort of time. But it's I think it's just another one like Nathan who's just been unfortunate and just caught up in whether it's been lap traffic in front of him spinning or him just getting caught in someone else's crash in front. He's just had not a lot of luck this season, so hopefully that'll turn around in these last 5 rounds and he can have a better second half of the championship.
But it is one of those spots, hey. It's like if you qualify consistently in that sort of 4th to 8th position, especially in what I've realised over these last, I don't have that much experience in them, but what I've realised through producing it and being here and through this series is that anything can happen, and sometimes that's not the best place to be. Sometimes it's better to be at the back so you can let all the madness happen in front of you and try and avoid some of it. But unfortunately, that sort of spot between that sort of 4th to 8th, or maybe 5th to 8th, that kind of seems to be like the big melee at the first couple of laps. And yeah, sometimes it's hard to be in there if you can't, if you don't have the right guards up, if you know what I mean.
Oh, absolutely. I'd even probably extend it to say sort of 5th to 14th when you've got sort of 20-ish cars on the track, because that's row 3 to 7. Which if you get people on row 3 that have to check up, that can instantly back the whole field right up and do ovals with just how close in proximity the cars are, and obviously with concrete either side, it's there's not really anywhere to go, and these cars don't brake well on dirt in a straight line. They're not designed to do that, so it's it can be very, very hard to avoid incidents, even of just cars that are just going on a slightly different line than you and going up the track. So yeah, it's probably one of the hardest cars, along with the asphalt version, obviously, in the trucks and the and NASCAR next gens and that sort of stuff. It's just so hard to avoid spinning cars on an oval because everything flushes you down to the inside, no matter where you go.
100%. We've got a much longest track tonight as well. Like the last 2 weeks, we've had tracks that have been around that 11 second to that sort of mid 10 second to mid 11 second mark. We've got an extra 5 seconds here tonight, 5-6 seconds almost. So
yeah, which may not seem a lot, but it's definitely along the straights, which can give you a bigger run up, and then it's all dependent on how you take the corner. Obviously, a lot of guys I think are going to try and go high and keep the momentum going and keep this engine in that power band and the higher revs. Some others might choose to try and go low and stick to the fence because obviously that's the shortest way around the track. So I think it's just going to be really dependent on who can settle into a groove the quickest, and then who can find their rhythm, and then just go from there. As halfway through qualifying, and Braden Miller, last week's winner, is currently on a 16.4, which is a few tenths slower than what they did in practice. So it's definitely looking like the track's actually getting slicker already as we're into qualifying. Matt Bailey, so Braden's got 2 tenths, or Matt 10.5, sorry, on Matt Bailey there. So it's pretty
table
close
on the side there. Sorry, there you go.
Yeah, that's right. If you take away sort of Braden as an anomaly up the top, you've got, if we go down all the way down to P16, you've got 15 cars within 3 tenths of each other, which is
We've got Mr. Shibby on track right now doing his qualifying. What's he gonna do? He's already done a 17.06. Come on, son.
Yeah, it looks like he's a little bit loose, but he's holding that midline. A little bit too much right hand steering there. Go off the banking, and he's gonna do. He did a 17.2, so a little bit slower. So he didn't improve on that second run. And I think it's just because he got a little bit too loose out of 1 and 2 there. Just sort of kills your momentum, especially in qualifying.
Yeah, 100%.
Looks like
I think
that
he's
is
the last of our qualifiers, but look at that.
Yeah, I believe so by the look of that. So congratulations to Braden Miller on pole position, last week's winner. So he was looking to go back to back. Brent Hobbs in P2. So,
sorry. What is it done there? Sorry, apologies.
Taking away the. No, you're right.
There you go.
So third, Jacob Kroger. Out of 4 for this heat is Nick Ryan. 5 is Craig Platter. He'll be one to watch from mid-pack. 6 is Travis Parrott. 7, Brady Donald. 8 is Tyler Sheaf. 9 is Luke Johnson. And Mr. Cowie is in 10th position. So it looks like we're still going to have 2 heats of 10 people.
10. Woohoo! Here we go.
So going off that, I would say it's going to be top 6 that go through, off if my memory of how the iRacing heat system work is correct. Should be top 6 from each one go through instantly to the A main. With the amount of cars, I'd expect that we will have a B main constellation where there'll be about 6 cars, and 4 of those 6 will go through. So looking at it, we're going to have 2 or 3 people that will not be making the A main tonight. So there's still positions to fight for as they're coming through the starting grids now, and there is going to be a very slick track. They haven't reset the track, so this is going to be...
You can even see how shiny it is, eh?
Yeah, this is going to be fast-paced, slick, and a lot of loose cars, I think.
Ooh, good for us in the Cosmox. Yeah, come
Absolutely.
on. Come on.
And they're away, and it's Hobbs to the high side. You've got Croker getting real loose behind him, but it looks like Hobbs and Miller are just going to stay line astern here. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Hobbs just sort of play around with the track, see what he can find, where the grip is. He's going low through 2 and 3 there. Oh, sorry, 3 and 4. And he's coming back to that high line. So I think the high line is where it's going to be. And then eventually, as that sort of burns off, it's going to go sort of down to the mid and low when the whole track becomes slick. But Braden Miller's doing exactly what he did last week, running that high line, and he's just pulling away. He's just pulling away from everyone, keeping that momentum up.
As I was saying earlier, and as we've seen in the last couple of weeks, he's lightning off the starts, man. He's like Lightning McQueen on the dirt, on the starts, on the restarts, on the actual starts, and then the restarts after the safety cars as well. Just absolutely brilliant. So he's definitely one to watch.
Oh, absolutely. It's I think with the form that he's showing last week and what he's doing so far in the seat number 1, I think he's definitely going to be hard to beat tonight. Obviously, Sean Stevens was on for a good run last week, but got caught up in that incident with a lap car under caution. So I think Sean's also going to be looking for a little bit of redemption on from last week. But Braden is definitely the favourite so far, as Nick Ryan's right in the wall with a car on the inside. I believe that's Jacob Croker. No, sorry, Luke Johnson that's just got him past him. But these guys are really going up against this wall. Using it like the old PS2.
Looks like they're riding it.
Yeah, like the old NASCAR heat days on the PlayStation.
The old GT2 days, and you used to be able to ride the walls in Tokyo, just make like 6 seconds more.
It does look we have lost Brady Donald here, so he's going to be going through to the B main there. Had a quick shot of him there in the pit lane, and he's got no wings, so I think he's gone into the wall and barrel rolled over it. But
yeah, he's had a bit of a crash, so we'll just go back to a bit of a quick replay before we go into the finish of this race.
DSL Welding Services, is he going to get... Oh, he's had a bit of contact. Going into 3 and 4, is he just going to go
just had chicken flag, we just missed it. Oh, pass, sorry guys.
Oh, yeah, he's just, gone over the wall. And... Yep, glad this is simulation.
100%. You don't want to be paying for that bill, do you? So Braden Miller with a beautiful drive. That was all restart there. That was just start. On the start, he just left them behind. And that was beautifully done by Braden Miller there. So,
absolutely. He's
and
definitely going to be hard to beat.
Our next heat now is... Let STK please. Oh, STK's on point tonight. Come on.
So we got another 2 hot favourites for tonight. Matt Bailey and Sean Stevens out of 1 and 2. Jason Burke out of 3. Justin Wright out of 4. Jason Crawford out of 5. Nathan Allen out of 6. Hopefully he can avoid all the incidences in this race. Leah Heaton out of 7. Michael Locke out of 8. And Andrew Howard out of 9.
We got some beautiful looking liveries here tonight as well.
Oh, absolutely. The sprint cars are awesome in terms of liveries in the season. You can see lots of nice contrasting ones and lots of nice team sponsors as well going on there.
They're like the SLM boys. They haven't had much time in the combox yet, but they're good friends of mine. So they're boys of mine that have come along to partake in SRW since they've seen all the hype that's been going on about how awesome our series has been. So it's a really cool, a really cool, awesome thing for other races in other leagues and stuff like that to see us and then go, yeah, cool, I want to be part of this. So yeah, really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys are away, and it looks like Matt Bailey's got the highline and got the jump. Sean Stevens still in P2. Justin Wright's hot on his heels in P3, bouncing off the wall, which is going to force him low, and I think he might actually lose a couple of positions here as you've got Jason Burke going high all the way up to the fence, trying to make that move work around the outside of Leo, but Leo's actually been able to slide drive him and cut him back in front, and these guys, they're not holding back in this mid-back from P3 back to P7. They're trying their best to go 4 wide into every corner.
And look at Sean Stevens, man. Sean Stevens, you know he's got some serious pace. He's just trying to clamber for a good line around this guy, around Matt Bailey. Well, we know Matt Bailey's got pace as well. We haven't seen Matt Bailey for a couple of weeks now, so come on, son. This is
Yeah, it looks
good.
like Sean's using that little bit of extra camber and just sort of straightening the exit up and using it to his advantage as he goes a little bit higher, does a little bit of a slide job, and it's going to allow Matt to come back to the inside. And these guys are going tit for tat through 3 and 4.
Sorry.
It looks like Matt's still got the outside line here, and Sean's been able to cut him off. So these guys are having a great battle here, and we expect to see this all night, I think.
Oh, most definitely. I can't wait until this track's going to be sketchy. It looks sketchy in the heat. Imagine it through the main. Once this track gets a lot more wear on it, or do you think it'll start to get a little bit better? Some of that sheen will come off it.
I feel like it's definitely going to come a one groove track later on, until the point where it's also slippery that it doesn't matter what groove you go on. At that point we'll be able to see it probably tack up a little bit more, and people will probably go for a lot more slide jobs or cutbacks as well on the exits as people get loose and get closer to that wall. So I feel like we're going to see, there you go, you see Nathan Allen. Nope, sorry, I'm getting my numbers. Justin Wright going for a bit of a slide job, and Nathan Allen returning serve using the cushion, and excuse me, Leo cutting back on him. So Leo and Nathan are just exchanging slide jobs here into each corner, but it's also allowing Jason Burke to come back as well.
Apologies, doesn't seem that just as I said, SDK was working perfectly. It didn't seem to give any stuff for that race, so apologies, guys. But Stefan's your commentary was fantastic.
Oh, thank you. That's good. So yeah, Sean Stevens took the pole out of that. So it is. Oh no, we are straight to an A main again tonight, guys. So 19 people on straight into the A main. It does look like they haven't reset the track either, so it is going to be slippery as hell out there for these boys. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys up the front sort of cope.
Apologies. Let's see if it's and for the main. Let's work.
Yeah. So they got a 3-minute warm up now, and they're going to try and run this groove in a little bit now. So Brett and RC has just opened the track up. So these guys.
Oh, so these guys with this are gonna try and run a groove into this track, so then they can actually try and run that groove.
Yeah, I think just listening to in voice, they're they're just sort of discussing as to what they want to do with the track, and I think they've just agreed that they're gonna leave it as is. So there's a good chance that he has just advanced the session. So now we are into the A main. So they're happy with how it is. So we're gonna go straight into the A final here, or A main feature.
Awesome, sounds good.
So our grid, we'll see if we can get SDK to bring up our grid.
Come on, you know you want to. Come on. Apologies.
That's right, SDK was working. That's right, I'll run us through our grid tonight.
Why did I say it?
So off the pole position, you got last week's winner Braden Miller looking to go back-to-back. Sean Stevens looking for a good result after his bad luck last week. Brent Hobbs and Matt Bailey on row number 2. Craig Plater, Leo Heaton on row number 3. Row number 4, you got Jacob Croker, Nathan J. Allen. Row number 5, Travis Parrott and Jason Crawford. Row 6, Luke Johnson and Jason Burke. Row 7, we've got Tyler Sheaf in the number 8, Justin Wright in the number 78. Row 8, you've got Andrew Cowie in the 991 and Michael Lock in the number 10. Row 9, you've got Nick Ryan and Nathan Howard. And rounding out our field in P19 is Brady Donald. These guys are going to be going green this lap, I believe. I've just heard from the RC Brett. So we expect this safety car from promo department to pull off momentarily and take a hard left into the barrier. Maybe? Next time around. Oh, yeah, next time around. Okay, never mind. It's just helps if they're on the right straight. I thought they're on 3 and 4. So they're going to go one more lap. They've extended it to one more lap to green just to try and roll these cars into a nice groove. Who's your pick for tonight, Toddy? Who do you think's going to win? Who's your money on?
I think Sean Stevens if there's a clear race. Braden Miller if there's going to be safety cars, and I think there's going to be safety cars. So my pick is going to be Braden Miller.
Okay, I'm going to go for a little bit of an underdog and go Matt Bailey out of P4.
Ooh, yeah, you
I
might be able
think
to cash in. Oh, yeah, I see, I see.
I think the way this track's going to go, these guys are going to be fighting hard and they're going to make a mistake, and Matt Bailey's going to capitalize.
Nice, very, very nice, very nice.
But they're away. Matt Bailey gets a bit of a wheel stand going out there, and Sean's straight to the high line as they're going 4 wide in the background, 3 wide for P3. Brent Hobbs has bounced off Matt Bailey. That's going to ruin his momentum going down. He's already down to 16th position from 3rd. It's not an ideal start for Brent Hobbs, but it looks like, as you're saying it, Braden Miller's got that restart down. He's right in that high groove, and
brilliant start, isn't he? So I'm just restarting SDK, see if we can get some better. Yeah.
That's right. He's already pulled out half a second on Sean here, and Sean's pulled out a full second and a half on a full second on Matt Bailey and P3. So at the moment, these two are definitely the class act of the field. As we've got lots of action in the back. They're going 2 and 3 wide through every corner. It's these guys are non-stop battling P3. You've got Matt Bailey and Leo Heaton having a cracking battle as Braden Miller and P1 goes 4 tenths quicker.
We got a yellow flag here. Yellow flag. Nick Ryan having a big moment in the back here.
Oh, Brady Donald from is currently towing, so it looks like Brady Donald has had a bit of a moment here. See if we can get DSL 3 wide. Doesn't normally work into a corner. What's that? He's come off the barrier, off the cushion, and he's going to go straight in. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Second. Oh, there's a wheel off there as well. Wow.
That's just an unfortunate moment for Brady Donald and Nick Ryan there in the 98 and 28.
Oh, it seems that we're back again. That's good. That's good. Okay, it seems like...
Looks like Chevy's had a bit of issue as well. I don't know if he didn't make the start or if he's also been involved in an accident there.
It seems SDK seems to be working too well now, so just let it hide what it's supposed to be hiding right now.
We're not going green.
We're not going green. We're not going green, guys. We're not going green. We've got a bit of a problem here. Braden Miller out in front still. We got Sean Stevens behind him in second place. What's happened here? We've still got a lot going on in these dirt races and these sprint cars.
Yeah, it's that was a pretty good start there by Braden Miller. He pulled out half a second on Stevens, and Steven pulled a good second on Matt Bailey in 3rd. So the way this is going, these top 2 are definitely, if they can get some clean green running under their belts, I definitely think they're going to be able to pull away from this field pretty easily, actually. And I'll probably battle it out, and it might come back down to lap traffic as well.
Very true, very true. Oh, I think we might have traction here. Yes, come on. As we come down to, should we go back down to the field in car, see what these kind of lines are going to be on restart?
Oh, this is going to be nuts. If we go on board, I reckon, with Nathan Allen on the inside from row number 4,
it's so crazy, man. This is so much bedlam.
Just see how chaotic these things are.
Oh.
Running a nice 3/4 line. He's having to come down because he's got 2 cars on his outside. I'm pretty sure he's currently 3 wide with a couple of cars. Flinging it into 1 and 2. He's over-rotating it just a touch, but it's also due to just how slick it is in car being on this outside. So,
got somebody on. That's Sean Stevens on the outside. Oh, what's happened there? So if you had a bit of contact there, we got yellow flag. Let's have a look at that replay there, eh?
I think he's just gone too high into the wall. Watch this from on board and see actually how this plays out from his on board. Yeah. I think he's just going to go in too hot and get the wall here. And his motto is win it or bin it. And I think he binned it.
100% bin it.
Oh, he followed
yeah.
Oh, iRacing ripped him into the wall.
You sure? You sure he didn't rip himself into the wall? That looked like he ripped himself into the wall.
Yeah, it looks like it has collected about 3 or 4 other cars though, so Leo Heaton's also towed to the pits. Sean's is towing to the pits. So
Let's go back to a
definitely,
different view there and see that again.
yeah, we'll see from the outside and see who else was collected in this as well. So we got Sean on the outside. He pulled into the wall at the next corner by iRacing. I believe the wall will grip him in. So he's coming up high. He's going to ride the wall, and right there, it just clips him, grabs him. Leo gets involved. Oh, who's that?
Is that Bailey as well? No, that was Leo Heaton. That was
I think it was Leo Heaton that got involved there.
Yeah.
And I believe it was Travis Parrott that got lucky and actually lagged through him.
Wow. He's got the gods shining on him, and once again, he's had some. We know he got speed, but he's just had some bad luck last couple of rounds. So.
Yeah. I actually stand correct. It was the 15 there of Jacob Croker. He just lagged straight through Sean Stevens. So sometimes lag is helpful.
Back on restart. Yeah, it definitely helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I think with Sean out of the pitch now, it's going to be hard for anyone to catch Braden here. I think he's just a class act of the field tonight, but hey, I love to be corrected. So hopefully some of these guys from the mid-pack can get up there, get some clean running, and as the track slickens off, they'll be able to, use their driving technique.
Flags out again.
We're in for a caution fest tonight.
Justin Wright having a bit of a moment. I think we might have caught a little bit of a snippet of that on the outside, but we'll just jump to a...
Jason Burke has also entered the pit, so it could be a two-car crash here. Indeed it is.
It definitely is.
Between Justin Wright and Jason Burke.
He's just launched him over the pit wall.
Yep. Have some of that, son. You're going in the pits whether you want to or not.
Yeah, that's a dirt car pit maneuver. You hear about pit maneuvers in car races and etc., but that's a different kind of one. Dirt styles.
Yeah, that's definitely one way to enter the pit lane. It's not the conventional way, but hey, as long as you get in your pit box.
Yeah, and he was on he was almost in his wheels anyway, wasn't he? And look at that. Sponsored by Tinder. Look at that. Cool, nice. I'm not sure if that's a legit sponsor, but that's good.
Adam Hughes would be loving that car.
Oh yeah, 100%. Nah, he's looking good though, mate. He's always out in front, isn't he?
But it looks like we're going to go green this time round as the safety car has pulled into the pit lane. So I think Braden Millers and Craig Plater has made his way up into P2, and Matt Bailey still in a starting position.
We asked him last week, is Craig Plater? So we need to get it right. Plater. Craig Plater. Yeah.
Just need to replace the E and the R with an A.
Well, no, technically Plater's double T, so it's yeah.
I just need to get better at English. Yep, same as what my teacher said.
Well, but you're good at racing, so English doesn't matter when you're good at racing.
Matt Bailey and Jake Croker, he's taking out.
Massive.
We're under yellow again here, gents, and that was massive. I saw Jacob Croker and Matt Bailey there just come together down the straight, and it looks like they've collected about 3 or 4 cars potentially. We'll have a look to see what's caused this one here.
Let's have a look at this, eh?
So Jacob's got that high run. They want to look at the white and the light blue car, and looks... Oh, Matt's just sort of gone up into him, and...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's Matt's not done with the front left wheel off, and Jacob Croker on the side of having to tow. So
it seems like they're locked in. The wheels lock in, hey, with the open wheels a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely, especially in these ones as well, when it's the big rear tyres as well. It's quite easy to, touch a wheel, and then you are locked in, and there's not a lot you can do. You're along for the ride.
Travis Parrott. He seemed to have kept out of the trouble tonight. Seems to be able to push himself up. But Luke Johnson ahead of him, up 11 spots, mate.
Yeah, we've also got Nick Ryan and P9 up 8 spots. And Jason Crawford currently in P2 up 8 spots as well. So a couple of big movers tonight.
Yeah, just profiting off people's... misfortunate events. Let's say it that way. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and Brent Hobbs is making a good comeback after that first lap bump where he went from 3rd to 16th. He's back into 5th. So he's making his way back through, and I think he's already made a spot back up into 4th now. So he's on a mission. He's coming back for Braden here. So I think he's going to be one to watch here. If we can get some green running here, I think he might be one to be able to get past Jason and Craig here, and potentially push up towards Braden.
Almost definitely. He's got some serious pace, but these guys are smacking it onto the wall. Oh, just as we're taking care of these, we're looking at these guys at the top here. We've just got another yellow flag here, guys. Got another yellow flag, got a green flag, and then a yellow flag straight up. It seems like Luke Johnson's had a bit of a moment.
Yeah, it looks like he's dropped. He's lost all those positions, unfortunately, that he had gained, and he's. Oh, he's into the wall.
Just locked it into the wall there. Oh.
Oh, and up over and.
Oh man, looks like a skate trick.
Oh.
Oh no! He's taking out Nick Ryan on the way through. Oh no, Nick Ryan had nowhere to go. He just thought he was on the high side and just tried to pull out of it and just had nowhere to go, did he? Oh
yeah,
wow.
so you can't really stop in these cars in a hurry, so it's just unfortunate, nowhere to go. It's one of the only downsides to these cars, is there's nowhere to go if shit happens in front of you, really.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, well said, mate. Well said. It's very, very true. But it's so awesome for the viewers, and it's so awesome, not only on stream, but even in real life with sprint cars, going and watch them and the dirt flying up in your face, and the kids absolutely go bananas for it. So it's a great day out, whether it's in sim or watching in sim as you are tonight, guys, and we thank you very much for that. But it's awesome in real life too. So
absolutely, I live not too far away from a very well-known Stratford Speedway in Taranaki in New Zealand, and
nice.
That thing is amazing fun to go for. There is a lot more stock car based sort of events where I am, but yeah, it's good fun. They've got modifieds. They don't really run sprint cars, but the modifieds are just more powerful sprint cars, so they're always absolutely amazing fun to run.
Oh, most definitely. We've got another yellow flag. Tyler Sheaf with a bit of a moment here. Tyler Sheaf, that's unlike Tyler. We've got a lot of madness going on here. It's really attacking these guys. This extra 5 seconds a lap is really happening. Really, yeah.
He's actually been hit there from. Is that Mr. Cowie that gave him a little bit of?
It was actually a little
Gave him a little love tap on the way past.
Oh, look at that thrust control. That looked like a little bit of a let's say assistance to get around that corner, to get to the apex quicker. Whether the car's direction was in the right direction, while he got to that apex, it's not for us to argue.
He has just asked RC in chat as well if he's been sent to the back for that one. So and there we go. So Cowie has just received an end of line penalty for that one. Just so everyone is aware.
Oh, I see. Look at that. Straight up, just the justice is swift. Ouch. Wow. He knew it straight away, but we love Cowie. He's a very respectful racer. And that's the beauty of it, man. That's the beauty of SRW, and thank you very much to everybody out there racing. Not only everybody out there viewing, also. Yeah, we couldn't do it without you. Thank you very much. The Safety Car Private Department, DSL Welding Services, and Pagnian Advanced Simulations. Just as I said that, Brendan Hobbs and Justin Wright having a big moment there. Oh no, Andrew Cowan and Jason Crawford. Oh no. Wow, we just got to restart, boys. Come on. Whoa,
might just be 30 laps of yellow here tonight, gents.
I think it might be. We didn't even, the one night we don't make any prediction on safety car. Oh wow. Oh,
Jason Crawford just got far too loose there on the. Unfortunately, no one had anywhere to go. But
And that's the thing in these cars, if someone gets a little, just one person in the field gets a little bit too excited about the restart or misjudges it a little bit, it can spell trouble for the whole rest of the field. And as we've seen tonight.
Absolutely. It looks like we're down to about 10 cars on track now out of the 20 that started this race. So fingers crossed we'll be able to get some green flag running here. It's looking more like a demo derby out there than a sprint car race.
Oh, I loved that game back in the day, didn't you? Demolition Derby.
Oh, it was good. Even like the road version, Burnout Takedown.
Oh yeah, that was
so
awesome,
good.
wasn't it? Yeah, so good. So good.
Bit of nostalgia there, showing our age.
Yeah, exactly right.
Some people won't even know what that is, but it's...
like, what are you talking about, Burnout? Yeah.
But it's,
mate, that's so awesome, was it, eh? Oh.
Yeah, I wish they had
Need for Speed Underground 2. Oh, come on. No.
Almost Wanted, the original.
Oh, yeah, the Most Wanted. Most Wanted was the best, actually. Most Wanted was the best. Well, but we digress. I think we're coming back into a restart here.
I believe so, as it looks like.
Is that all of our cars on track? And my man, Michael Lock's still there. Come on, Mickey. Come on, my man. What a legend. Mickey Lock there, still at the back. What an absolute champion.
So it looks like safety car is going to pull into the pits this lap. So we should be going green tonight. We're green here. And it's Braden and Brent Hobbs on the front row. So Brent's already made his way back. I know they're going single file restart this time. Hopefully avoid some of the carnage.
Mr. Michael Lock, look at that. I know, have a glass of water, mate. I'm happy to take over. Look at that. We've only got 9 left on track, actually, bro. So, wowee, what an upset. Tyler Sheaf with some comeback, sort of trying to get his points back here. But these Dutton Racing boys are definitely just trying to make sure that he can't get around him. One's taking the mid line, one's taking the high line. They know that Tyler Sheaf's trying to take the high line. He would prefer to take the mid line, but he's having to take the low line, which is very, very smart. But he's Tyler Sheaf knows he's racing, so he's ended up splitting these two guys. Mickey Lock there at the back there has ended up passing these boys too. One of the Dutton boys as well, so he's no longer in last place. Beautiful move from him.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler's really trying to try different lines to get around Justin here. He's... I just think I need to stop talking. I think I'm causing all the crashes. I mentioned someone and then there's a yellow flag.
Oh, no. It's crazy, hey, but sometimes you just have that as a commentator, hey. Sometimes it's just like everything you say destroys them. Oh.
Yeah, so it definitely looked like they locked in a bit there and come together, but we'll go back and get a DSL Welding Services replay to see exactly what's happened. But as we see, Tyler's right behind Justin here. He's going to come into 1 and 2. He's got the line. He's going around, and he's just going to come down. Oh,
they both moved.
Yeah, there's a bit of netcode as well, which jolted the
That was weird. It was almost like they had a magnet coming together, wasn't it?
Yeah, netcode's never a fun thing, especially on dirt, because they're so hard to control as it is already, let alone when you get the false action of someone hitting you. But yeah, unfortunately it looked like there's a bit of netcode there, but it looks like both are still running, so that's promising news.
Oh no, Cowie's come out of that really badly also, so it looks like Cowie's night's over also. So it looks like we've only got 8 people left on track now, boys and girls. 8 races left on track.
Yeah, it's
wow, out of a field of 20. That's great. Sorry, a field of 19.
Down to 8 and 11 laps to go, so hopefully these guys should be able to keep this clean here and see if we can see if Tyler Sheaf can make his way back through the field at all, and Michael Lock back there in the, I believe it's the P8 position as they're going green. He's got a good restart.
Mate, he's following it tonight. Mickey will be very happy with himself, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's made another position off the start here, and it looks like we've got Nick Ryan at the back there who's a little bit damaged, and Justin Wright might also be slightly damaged as well, but yeah, that 98's leaning a little bit all over the place. those front wheels should definitely not look like that. So it's a little bit of a walking wounded out there, but Travis Parrott, he's up 4 positions in the P5. He's looking to go on the high side of Nathan, which is tricky to do when all the grip is at the high side. So it'll be interesting to see there, but Nathan's going to dive to the inside, and I'd expect to see Travis here try and cut back. He didn't quite get the momentum, and actually tap the wall on the exit there, so it's going to kill his momentum, and Nathan should be able to just drive away from here, as it looks like Travis is just struggling to tame that car at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like he's had another tap as well after that last one, so he's having some serious problem with the right rear of that car at the moment, Travis Parrott, it seems.
Yeah, absolutely, and as part of that would be the track conditions, because even Nathan there, you can see him getting real loose, real sideways, and it's not easy to do.
It's Mickey Lock on the moves here now on one of the Hobbs Racing boys.
He's trying. He's trying his best to get around Justin here. Justin's definitely not making it easy for him though. So we got Nathan Allen up in P4. He's doesn't quite have the pace of these guys in front. He's a couple of tenths slower a lap than Craig in P2, and close to a second a lap slower than Braden. So even in the slippery conditions, Braden's just a class act at the moment. No one can catch him.
He is, and we see with his starts and his restarts, that's where he's, and as we see him lapping the field as we see right now in the pink Tinder car, absolutely smoking it on that top line. Wow, man, he's got this thing nailed.
Yeah, I think he just passed 3 cars in one corner here.
Absolutely annihilating it.
He's trying to kill his tyres though. He's riding that wall.
Absolutely.
There's a car that's disappeared.
Yeah, who was that?
I think Nick Ryan's just started towing, so I believe that was Nick Ryan in the 98.
Yeah, he has just jumped to the pits. He doesn't seem, SDK hasn't given me a flag for where it was going, but for a crash. But Mickey Lock up in 8th now. Come on, son.
And we've just had the leader, Braden Miller, take the white flag, so he is on his last lap out of 2 there. Coming into 3 and 4, he's going to ride that wall nice and high, hopefully not make too many mistakes, don't use it too much, and that is Braden coming around to take back-to-back wins in the SRW Sprint Cars. So that's 2 rounds in a row he's come out on top, so that's going to put him in real good stead with a couple of his
standings.
Yeah, a couple of his good competitors there having bad runs again, so it's definitely going to help his championship cause.
Most definitely. We got Tyler Sheaf there in 6th place, and Mickey Lock up in 7th.
8 cars finishing the race.
Look at that.
Out of 19. But
Let's see
podiums. What have we got? Podium tonight is Braden Miller P1, Craig Plater P2.
Yeah, Plater. Yes, come on.
Brent Hobbs P3, Matt Bailey P4. That's warm-up results, buddy. Close. Nathan Allen P4, Travis Barrett P5, Tyler Sheaf P6. There we go. Michael Lock P7, Justin Wright P8, and they are the cars that finished the race. Nick Ryan P9, Cowie in 10, Jason Crawford in 11, Johnson in 12, Jacob Croco and Matt Bailey unfortunately got caught up in that. I believe it was lap 8 incident. Yeah. P13 and 14, Jason Bork 15, Sean Stevens again an unlucky run getting caught up in a crash. Actually no, sorry. Tonight was his going over the wall, getting caught by iRacing.
Yeah, the most epic pit maneuver ever. Yeah.
Yeah. Leo Heaton P17 and Brady Donald in P18. So bear with us for a few seconds here, guys, and we'll see if we can get these top 3 in for podium. And Toddy, they are all yours tonight, buddy.
Fantastic. Sounds good.
Drag them in. Right, so I will start with P3.
Mr. Hobbsy Hobbs.
All yours.
Mr. Hobbsy, how are you, mate? How'd you find tonight? It was a bit of a challenging track. Another 5 seconds a lap tonight, so a bit of a longer straight for you. How'd you find it?
Yeah, it's a new track. Pretty much struggled with it from start to go out here. Had a race there the other night and same sort of thing. So 3 and 4 is just really tough to hit your marks. So particular an exit. So yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, it seems like there was some pretty sketchy lines that looked a bit shiny out there. So, no, well done. Very, very, very good drive, mate. Very good drive. There was some serious carnage in there. That main event, we only ended up with 8 races out of 19.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I copped a hit early and thought I had to go back to last and then sort of fought my way through. So I probably got a bit lucky, I reckon.
Yeah, nicely driven, mate. Nicely driven. You enjoying the series so far?
Yeah, mate, the series is good. Everything's good. It's yeah, seems pretty cool. Yeah, so a few more, bit better tracks, bigger tracks, might be a bit more fun, I reckon.
Okay, yeah. Duly noted. Duly noted. Thanks, bro. And who would you like to thank tonight, man?
Just like to thank the boys in Discord. We had Leo. Leo was in there giving us a spot with Braden Shoot, and Miller was helping me out a bit too as he was driving. So those boys and Hobbs Trenchin, my old man back at home, Pete and Lenise. So yeah, thanks for jumping on board and making it all happen.
Legendary. Thanks for so much for coming, man. It's been awesome, and we'll see you back next week, hopefully. With
Thanks,
bells
mate.
on. Nice one.
Thanks for putting it on, boys. See ya.
Oh, and we will bring in Craig Plater.
Yeah. There
Plus-
you go.
Where are we? Craig into broadcast. There we go. All yours.
Mr. Plater, how was your night tonight? What a difficult track. It looked like it was pretty slippery out there. Bit of a longer track for you tonight as well.
Yeah, it was a handful, to say the least, guys.
There seemed to be a lot of real wheel bashing on that outside wall on 3 and 4.
I only got the wall once.
Oh.
So, and I
wasn't particularly meaning you. I was just saying in general.
no, I know, and it happens a lot here, but that's just
Yeah.
how you got to get the speed, is just be so close to the fence. But if you get it, it really sucks you in. So it's very hard to get off it once you're on it too.
Yeah, like super glue, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah, it is.
fantastic! It was really interesting to see actually, because the last 2 weeks has been that sort of 11.5 second, 10.5 second sort of track, and they've been very similar the last 2 tracks, other than one not having walls and one having walls, but totally different track tonight. So, are you enjoying the series so far?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good choice of tracks. The fixed setup stuff's good. Not the biggest field, but there's good people in it. So yeah, and it's mostly seems to be clean. That sort of race had a few yellows, but yeah, and I'm really enjoying it.
Nice, awesome. And who would you like to thank tonight, man?
Big shout out to Mills Motorsport, Team 10, 10M Speed Shop, Dutton 1, Dutton Garage, Lucas Oil Products, Worth Australia, my personal sponsors, Portland Mechanical Services, South Coast Auto Services, LJR, Ash Hammond, Sign and Design. Big shout out to the boys in Discord. Thank you for the league and the broadcast. And congrats to Braden, and thanks to Hobbsy for the clean racing in the end.
Yeah, it was awesome to watch, as it always is, and I'm learning heaps, and through watching you boys, I'm actually getting into the dirt racing a lot more and starting to understand what it's all about. And man, it is difficult, and everyone might think it's just turning left, but these dirt tracks are so different, and yeah.
They are, and it's all about throttle control, and my throttle has not been working properly all night, so that was throwing another spanner in the works. But it's a lot of throttle control. It's using a throttle to turn the car a lot as well. I was just talking to Braden before, and how he was driving was completely different to how I was. That's why he was so quick. So yeah, a lot of it is just trying to be smooth, not trying to spin it up on the slick stuff. And yeah, it's very hard to do, especially on a bumpy track like Port Royal. But it's the bumps that make it interesting.
Yeah, as we saw tonight, the bumps definitely launched some people into walls. So, and as we'll come into, we'll bring Braden Miller, our race winner for tonight, down into the comms box also.
There you go, mate.
How are you, fine sir? Braden, absolutely lightning McQueen starts on the restart and the starts every time. As we've seen this is a big strength of yours, but how'd you find Port Royal tonight?
Yeah, it was a bit of fun, to be honest. I don't know. I felt pretty comfortable. You know, we raced here last night with the same setup. Track was totally different, and I was probably a little bit less comfortable then. But tonight was just, I don't know, just chucking in cruise control and drive it around.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because it looked pretty slippery out there. A bit of a different track for tonight as well, being a bit longer and that sort of stuff. Was there any different challenges for tonight you found, or?
Challenge here is just trying to get up as close as you can to the wall without hitting it. But like in 1 and 2 there, it's pretty rough, and 3 and 4 gets a bit tight coming out of 4. So
Yeah.
it's like you're loose in 1 and 2 and tight in 3 and 4. It throws a bit of a spanner in the works, but I don't know. You just deal with the cards you got and I don't know, plow along.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was brilliant driving once again from yourself tonight, mate. And who would you like to thank?
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, thanks again to you guys. I watched last week's broadcast. It was pretty cool to look at. You know, go back and watch it. Brett again for taking charge of the race itself. The SRW crew, and Hobbs Trench and Boring, CD, cinematography, ABR setup shop, 27 Designs, and all the guys in the Discord. You know, we had Hobbsy and I think Leo was in there, plus Braden Shoot came in to have a little watch, which was good to hear. He's been off for a bit, so it's good hearing from him.
It's always great to have you all here, and I hope we'll have you back next week as well to extend your lead in the championship, I'm sure.
So I don't know where I'm at in the points. I missed the first round, so I'm probably still chasing. But yeah, we'll wait and see. And
You've done well the last couple of rounds, so I think you're definitely up there with in the hunting brigade to make sure that you take it to the men like Sean Stevens. Sean Stevens has done very, very well so far. So, last 2 rounds you've pipped him. So
yeah. So I've just had a quick look at the schedule coming up, and they'll suit me pretty good. So we should be on pretty good here.
Oh, here we go. You heard it from his mouth. So yeah, don't make too many big calls. It is all on dirt, but you know we know Brandon Miller's good on the restart. So if anybody wants to come and try and beat him next week, you're gonna have to do a bit of practice for next week's track and do a bit of practice on the restarts. As we saw tonight, what would you have? 5, 6 safety cars? Let me count them. Yeah. But fantastic, man. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And it's great to have you a part of it. And hopefully we can see you next week, Brandon. Thank you very much, mate.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
So, Mr. Stefan, that was awesome, mate. As it always is in dirt. I've had an absolute ball tonight. How about yourself?
Yeah, no, it was good action. Few too many cautions, I think, but yeah, it's a new track to the sim and a new track to a lot of these guys. And as I said, with the bumps and how slick it was, it's not easy to drive. So yeah, I think these guys obviously got a lot of people here who know how to drive the cars, like Braden themselves, and you still got a lot of people learning, and that's all part of SRW, and that's why we include everyone. So I think it's overall good night, and looking forward to next week.
Fantastic. Would you like to wrap it up, or would you like me to wrap it up, fine sir?
Oh, I got it tonight. Cool. So just again, thank you to everyone who's obviously tuned in during this broadcast live, but also don't forget to like and subscribe to SRW TV on YouTube or like SRW on the Facebook page, and hit that notifications bell. Thank you to DSL Welding Services, our main sponsor for tonight, promo department for the safety car, and Pagnian Imports or Pagnian Advanced Simulations for the stream sponsor. Tonight it was myself, Stephen McCartan and comms, Chef Toddy, and from everyone at SRW, peace out. Have a good night. We'll see you next week for Dirt Ovals again.
Much love. Keep safe, legends.